Story tonight then from us. American President Barack Obama is reportedly prepared to authorise airstrikes on Syria. Later today, set to outline his strategy for dealing with Islamic State jihadists in a public address. Now, many newspapers came out reporting that it could involve bombing jihadist targets in Syria. The White House has ruled out cooperating with the Syrian government, meaning any strikes would have to be carried out without permission then from Damascus. The Speaker of the House of Representatives says that America has got the right to do so. Let's listen.
I think that we need to be going after the terrorist threat wherever it is.
Well, earlier, America's closest ally expressed his agreement. UK PM David Cameron said Bashar al-Assad's government was illegitimate and hence the West is not obliged to ask for permission if it wants to send its military planes into the country's airspace. Let's talk about this now, where this may be headed. Defence consultant and conflict analysis Moeen Raoof on the line from Birmingham there. Hi, Moeen. Thanks for coming on the line. Before I go into the first question there, we had a response from Sergei Lavrov yesterday from the Russian side. He reports that Obama may bomb Syria's jihadists. Has got a lot of people worried. Let's just listen to what Russia thinks about it, and then we'll hear what you think about it.
There are fears these strikes could not only target Islamic militants, but also the Syrian army, to weaken Assad's position. That would amount to a colossal escalation of the conflict in the Middle East and North Africa.
Is that a worry that you share too?
I do, and I concur with Sergei Lavrov on this completely. Without a United Nations Security Council resolution, no country has a right to enter land or airspace of any other sovereign country. And whether the West likes it or not, there is a sovereign government in place in Syria. And by entering the country's airspace without permission of the central government in Damascus, this is a war crime, or will be a war crime, should any strikes take place. But also, it'll be an illegal war, or should I say another illegal war taking place.
And is there an element of trying to kill two proverbial birds with one stone here, ISIS and the Syrian president as well, by stealth almost this time round, do you think, as far as America is concerned, or not?
Yeah, I'll go further than that. There's three objectives they want to, they're going for here. Probably ISIS, which I don't think is a really great threat. They've just, their training they've received is point and shoot and murder fellow Muslims. So they're not the greatest threat in the world. But here they have a two-tier objective. One is obviously to remove President Assad illegally. But the other one is to provide cover for Kurdistan to, at some point, to declare independence.
How's this going to backfire if it does happen? If there are airstrikes in Syria, what's public reaction going to be there?
Well, let's look at history. What's happening in Libya now? Libya is a completely failed state. The government isn't even on land. They're at sea at the moment, from what I understand. Look at Iraq. Iraq is falling apart. Even if IS wasn't involved, Afghanistan's going to fall apart when the troops pull out. Historically, Americans and their NATO partners are not peace or democracy builders. They are destruction force. NATO forces are there to fight wars, not to bring peace. So we can see what's coming. And if anyone who doesn't see this coming is obviously doesn't read their history too well.
And of course, the Pentagon now with IS in their sights is saying that any battle against IS is going to be a long, drawn-out battle. Even the Pentagon is saying that. Yeah, they have to, because their objective is, again, the two-tier objective is to provide cover for Kurdistan to declare independence, because they're terrified of the central government in Baghdad. But the most crucial part of this is going to be toppling Assad, another toppling of a sovereign government or a sitting president, and also to bring chaos to the country. And historically, we've seen this time and time again. And in a speech in Iraq today, John Kerry, for the American side, said he was looking to widen US support for the so-called moderate extremists in Syria. And we've heard about these moderate extremists before. Who are they?
Well, moderate extremists kill moderately. The extreme extremists kill extremely.
So they don't know who they're dealing with. And this is exactly the same plan they had with dealing with the Taliban in Afghanistan. They were not dealing with anyone. They did not know who they're dealing with. And they don't know who they're dealing with in Syria any more than they do who they're dealing with in Libya. So these people, this is again, they're on the road, on the path to destruction. They're just destroying nations. And I'll tell you, the next nation, if they succeed in Syria, is going to be Iran.
Well, that would certainly kick off if that happened. Well, Moeen, let's hope it doesn't come to that. And thank you for your time tonight. Thanks for being on the line from Birmingham. Well, meanwhile, Islamic State jihadists have vowed to raise the group's flag over the White House in Washington. We'll see the pictures of that in a minute in one of their videos posted on